Hi, Pauline.
Hi, Amanda.
Question of the day is, why is having an ILP so important for my neurodiverse child?
Okay, an ILP is really important. It's a legal document that documents the short-term goals, which need to be SMART goals. So they need to be specific to your young person. They need to be measurable, attainable, relevant, and be able to achieve it in a timely manner. They need to be that way so they can be evidence bound. So if they're achieved or not achieved, there's evidence to prove why and why not. They also document the adjustments that the school will make to ensure those goals are achieved. Now, if that document isn't there, then you're going to pretty much saunter through the school day doing mid-range activities with maybe differentiated, maybe not, but not at the young person's point of need. It's a legal document. It's what you can go back on and say, has this happened? Why hasn't happened? Is there progress? Why isn't there progress? Have these actions happened? We agreed upon them, and you sign off on that document. It's legal.
So, how often is an ILP reviewed, and do you get copies of? And how often do you get copies of what they've achieved in the ILP?
Okay, so an ILP is reviewed through a student support group meeting in the government system. Through the Catholic system, it's called a personalised learning plan. Through the independent system, it can be a personal learning plan, it can be an IEP, it can be an individual plan, lots of different names, same document. They should be reviewed each term. So when I say SMART goals, and they've got to be timely and attainable within a time period, ILPs are usually for about 10 weeks because that's the average of a term. And they can go over that or they can be shorter than that, but they're reviewed roughly about once a term. You go through each of the SMART goals with the team around you, and you look at each goal and you discuss about whether it's been achieved or not achieved, and the evidence to show whether it's been achieved or not achieved. Now, evidence is work samples, photos, audio recordings, samples of work, anything that can prove one way or another. From that, you discuss the next SMART goals that build on that, and they're agreed upon, and the adjustments that will be used and put in place to support the achievement of those goals. And they become chronological. So one term goes into the next, and they're all dated. These documents are really important. They are working, living documents in the moment, so that learning is not haphazard, it's planned, it's at need, it's at point of zone of proximal development. But also, as the young person moves into the senior area of the secondary school, it'll be school-based evidence to apply through Victorian Curriculum Assessment Authority for special provisions at the higher end of secondary school.
Do you sometimes find that the ILPs are not always upheld?
Yes.
And is this one of the biggest things you deal with, helping parents get schools to achieve?
Yes. We go into a meeting and sometimes we're reviewing ILPs and there's no ILP in front of us. We're trying to look at a document that's not being shared and is only being held by the person chairing the meeting. How can we review a document as a team when one person is holding the document? Secondly, we come in and it's not always, there's good practice. There's really good practice by some schools and staff. But in other instances, we'll look at the SMART goal and it'll be, whatever it is. And the teacher or the education support officer will say, oh yeah, he have achieved that. Yeah, they're really good. They're happy in the class and, they're smiling. I don't know if that means they've achieved the goal or they're masking. Where's the evidence? Where is the documentation? These kids deserve rigour. And by rigour, I mean genuine, engaged teaching and learning activities where these young people can achieve. And it's planned and it's supported by a team.
So we are very happy to help parents whose children are not achieving or they need help with an ILP, as that's part of our job here, right?
Happy, we've got a moral obligation. Yes, this is an organisation, but our young people think outside the box. They are the young people who will save this world. Every innovative invention in this world has been created by a neurodiverse person.
So can I say it's safe to assume that when our school opens, hopefully on track for 2027, that each student will have an ILP regardless?
Yes, and an individual curriculum based on their passion and interest. I was talking to a young man on the weekend, and he was in a religion class. He was in the Catholic system, and he said to me, I got asked a question. He goes, I got so excited because it was an interesting question. He says to me, it was an interesting question. I asked him what the question was, and the question was, why do you think religion is diminishing in Western society in modern times? His answer blew me away. I hadn't even contemplated. He said, because technology and science has developed in such a way and to an extent that if there is something unanswered, we search for, we investigate, we hypothesize, and then go and research and find the answer. So if a star is dimming in the sky, he said to me, he said, in medieval times, and this is not saying that I'm spiritual. I believe in God. That's me. I'm not saying anything about that, and I need God in my life, but that's for me. But what he was saying is, when we see a star dimming in the sky, we don't say, oh, what's happening? What does it mean? Is God angry with us? He said to us, he goes, we go and investigate. We realize it's a dying star. And what is happening in the chemically wise and in the physical science that is making this star die? He said to his teacher, that is why religion is declining in Western society at this time. The teacher said to him, that's a great answer, but we're in religion, so I need you to think in a religion frame of mind. What? That doesn't go away from religion. That is beautiful. What a great way to enter learning.
So to sum it up, at our school we will encourage and celebrate individual thinking.
Yes, we are not going to be sheep. We don't want these kids to be sheep. We don't want them to conform. We want them to live their best life. We want them to achieve opportunities, their opportunities. Let the doors all be open. Let them step through the doors they want to.
And hopefully we're still on track for 2027.
Let's hope so.
Have a good day.
You too, honey.